Hello, and welcome to the tutorial for Mapping Sustainable Solutions, where we're going to be looking at methods for comparing multiple variables. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to find ourselves some data on which we can perform an ANOVA analysis of variance. And we've gone back to the Met Office, who we used some of their data earlier on in one of our previous sessions. And we're going to get some more data from them. So I'm going to look at the UK Climate Series. And then I'm going to access the data. The link for all of this is on the references at the end of the presentation, but it's also on the resources page as well. We're looking at the UK and regional series of data. I'm going to change it to year ordered statistics. For the region, I'm going to change it to England, and the parameter, mean temperature. I'm now going to download that, and there is the data, all in text format. So what we're going to do is select it all, and then I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to Google Sheets, get a blank spreadsheet ready to go, and then I'm going to paste the data into there. Now you can see it's put all of the data into one single column. If you remember, this happened before, and we dealt with that by going to the data menu, scroll down, and split text to columns we want to select. Now that automatically detects that the data is separated by spaces, and so has put it all into a fairly neat order in the columns that we've got there. Now in order to do an ANOVA, we need to then reorganize our data a bit. We've had to do this with some of our other tests as well, so you'll be used to this by now. I'm going to select data from a number of years. So I'm doing, first of all, 1890. Okay, so I'm going to copy that data. I'm then going to add an extra spreadsheet to work in temporarily. And then I'm going to do paste special and select paste transposed. There we go. And that's our data from 1890. And I'm then going to label that all the way down. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my original data again. And I'm going to move on a little bit, collect some data from 1910. Again, select all of the months of data, copy it, take it over to my sheet here again, and then once again paste it transposed. I'll then put the label in so we know what year it is. There we go. Okay, I'm then going to repeat that for a number more years worth of data, which I'm going to put into there, but we'll skip forward until I've done that. Okay, so I've now put some more data into there, everything through to 2010. And we're now ready to transfer this across to JASP so we can do the analysis. I've given the file a name, and I'm now going to download this sheet of the spreadsheet in comma separated values. Okay, and there we are, it's been downloaded. So if we now go over to JASP and open the file, there we are, temperature. and it's opened up the file pretty much in the format that we were looking at when it was actually in Google Sheets. So I'm now going to open up the dialog for an ANOVA. And there we go. We've got our data in there now. Now the fixed factor is going to be the year, so the date. And the dependent variable will be the mean temperature for those different years that we put in there. Now you can see straight away it does the calculation for us, and there are our results. So the sum of the squares is 24.95, degrees of freedom is 6, and the mean square value 4.158. The one we're really interested in though is the F value, 0.169, and this comes out with a probability of 0.984. So again, this is outside of our 0.05 probability limit, and so we would have to accept the null hypothesis that there is no statistically significant difference between the temperature data for those years. Okay, so as you can see, I've now added in the rest of the year's worth of data, and our file is now ready to download. So I'm just going to click on download, again use comma separated values, and there we go, the data has been downloaded. So that's now ready to use in JASP, so I'm just going to get JASP open, and then open the data. And there we are. We've got our two columns of data, one of which has the categories, the years in it, and the other one that has the actual data then for all of the different species that were within that data set. How we do the Kruskal-Wallis is basically the same as we did for ANOVA. Start the ANOVA analysis. Year is our fixed factor, and catch the dependent variable. And that then produces a result for the ANOVA test. However, we want to get the non-parametric version because it fits the data better. Let's scroll further down here, a whole variety of different additional things that you can add to the ANOVA test. And at the bottom is non-parametrics. And that allows us to use the Kruskal-Wallis test. All we have to do is select our year column, push that across, and now it has calculated the Kruskal-Wallis statistic as well. So we have there our Kruskal-Wallis test, gives the statistic value, degrees of freedom, and probability. Again, the probability is quite high, so it doesn't fit within our 0.05 boundary at all, so we have to accept the null hypothesis, that there is no difference between the different years of catch data that we had. So let's review our learning outcomes for today. First of all, we looked at how you could choose what type of test was most appropriate for your data and the type of analysis that you were going to do. We then talked a little bit more about how you can analyse datasets with multiple sets of variables and looked at the ANOVA and Kruskal-Wallis tests. We've looked at how you can set up data within a spreadsheet so it will then work for both ANOVA and Kruskal-Wallis tests when we're using JASP.